Alright, so we are back with... Archon is now over with Erod, and the other folks are sleeping at the inn, and we are waiting for Ander and his father and Elmar to come back over to help with the provisions. So they come over and get with Archon and Erod. And are you guys going to be helping them unload?
Who are you talking to?
Archon and Erod.
Yeah, we'll speed it along.
Oh, that's right, Archon's. Okay. Okay. Very good. So, so this takes probably about an hour, I would say, to unload all of the supplies from the wagon. Elmar kind of pulls you aside as Archon is helping to unload. It's like, you don't seem worse to wear. What happened back there? Archon was saying something. It told me kind of some of the details, but have you heard anything about Gundren?
Oh, shit.
I have not.
He kind of looks worried and says, we were expecting him here and we haven't seen him yet. I guess you haven't heard anything about if he changed his plans or anything?
What was the plans that he told you?
The plans were to go ahead to come here. So you're expecting him just as much as Elmar is.
Archon's back.
Oh. Welcome back. So we're just asking, Elmar was just asking Erod about if he had heard anything about Gundren. And Erod said he had not. So Elmar is looking worried and is asking if if Gundren had changed his plans about coming here.
So can I just ask for a quick clarification?
Yep.
So what was the plan, as we understood it, that Gundren was going to travel here ahead of us?
Yes.
Was he alone?
No, he was with Sildar Hallwinter.
Oh, right. Okay,
Yeah.
so two people were coming here ahead of us, and we were following them.
Yes, you were trailing behind them. Yeah, they were on horse, and you were carrying a wagon.
By like days or minutes or hours?
Probably by a couple of days, a day or two. Like, they would have left at the same time that you did, or maybe a little earlier, but they were also going faster.
We did find 2 dead horses.
Yep, that's just what I was thinking. They might have run into goblin trouble.
So probably relay that to the guy. They may be somewhere back there in Goblin Country.
If only you guys weren't sleeping.
So we did come across a couple of dead horses, and they were supposed to be ahead of us. But there was no sign of them.
So just out of curiosity, how far back, like if we were to travel back, not saying we will, but if we were to travel back to the horses, how long a distance is that?
Almost a day, like a daytime trip. Like you would leave in the morning and you get there like mid-afternoon.
I think we should go back, guys. But I'm asleep. Just like last time when I had an opinion.
Conversations to be had.
He casts telepathy.
Okay, so Elrod or Erod, you tell him about the horses.
Yes, tell him about the horses. What we found.
Okay, so he looks pretty concerned. It's like, oh no. He's kind of looking around, trying to figure out what to do, and says, there's his brothers, Nundro and Thardan. They were camped somewhere outside of town. I haven't seen them in probably about a week. But I'm expecting them to return any day now to resupply. They probably need to know. All right, well let's finish up here. I guess we can talk in the morning. You guys probably need to get some sleep, and I need to finish my sleep, and I need to get Ander and his father home. So let's just wrap up. Do you two want to do anything else? Or say anything else?
I'll finish helping out, and I'll help him walk those guys home. Make sure they make it home. All right.
All right. So he thanks you for that. So the provisions are in. He does say that to come by in the morning and to the provision shop, and we'll square everything away at that point. And then thanks you both for the assistance, and goes back to bed. And I guess you guys are both heading toward the inn, or to what are you guys doing?
We're gonna drop him off and then I think head to the inn.
Yeah, I told Elrod about the innkeeper offering a room.
Okay. So this probably took about 30 or 40 minutes. By the time you get back to the inn, Sister Rirali is already there, and kind of looking impatient, and says, I was expecting you guys here a little earlier. I'm not getting the sense of urgency. You got people that are wounded and they're walking to the inn, and you're waking me up in the middle of the night, and you're making me wait for you guys. I don't know what the deal is.
Oh, we didn't ask you to wait for us.
Well,
Would you like to see the
I did say I would be
I'm
waiting
like, I have
for
a
you at
wound.
the stone at the inn in a half an hour when we left. It's been like 40 minutes.
Well, the innkeeper was going to tell you that they apparently went up to their rooms. They were pretty wounded, so they probably needed some sleep. Half of them couldn't even barely walk.
She doesn't look convinced, but she does. All right. Well, where are they now? Let's get them healed.
I assume in one of the rooms. We just got done unloading the cart, so not sure which rooms they would be in. We could ask the innkeeper though, and knock on his door.
All right. So you knock on his door.
Sure. He said to.
All right. So almost immediately the door opens, and he kind of nods, says, "Yep, okay, I was expecting you." So they're upstairs, and he escorts you upstairs. He gives a nod to Sister Rirali, and she nods back with a smile, apologetic smile, and so they head upstairs. So you're not upstairs in the hallway?
Oh, does he show us where me and Erod can get a room?
He has not yet.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll ask him. I said, "Hey, you mentioned last time I was in here. You mentioned a room, and me and Erod will probably need one or two." I have a questioning look at Erod. How much money you got? Are you poor?
We can split.
All right. Yeah, if we could use a room and then we'll split it.
Kind of looks at both of you. You guys are both... He looks at Erod and then he looks at you. Kind of raises an eyebrow and has a smirk.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of shrugs and says, "Suit yourself. I do have an extra room.
The Dwarf approves.
It'll be 1 silver, and you can take one of the rooms at the end of the hall."
All right. And I go stand before her sister, and I was like, well, I'd lead her to where our room is, and then I take off whatever. I don't know where I got hit when the arrow hit me, but somewhere. And I let her look at the wound.
Okay. So you're looking at her to look at the wound?
Right. I show her the wound that I'm hoping she'll be able to heal.
Okay. Excuse me. So she says, "All right." She looks at you and sees that you look at the wound, and then she kind of looks at the wound, and then looks at you, and then kind of smiles sheepishly, and reaches into a bag.
Like first time?
And she reaches into a bag that she has with her, and she says, I'm not sure what you were expecting, but I've come with some potions of healing, and that's about all I can do. I can dress your wounds with bandages, but about all I can do is give you some healing potions.
Oh, that'd be great. We could purchase them, or and yeah, I don't want to catch an infection or disease or poison or something.
Okay, she kind of waves with a hand and says, "No, you gave a very generous donation. You don't need to pay for this. I just hope that it does what you need it to do." All right, so roll 4d4. She's going to give you 2 potions each. Roll 4d4 plus 4.
So like that?
Yep. Okay, so you recover
Yeah, I'm back up
16
to
heal. 16
my
health.
regular. And I'd say, yeah, you might want to use that on one of the more injured, the other ones on the other injured ones.
She nods and says, "Okay, I brought 2 for every one of you, so..."
Oh, nice. Or, well, okay, thank you very much.
She nods, smiles. "You're very welcome." So she looks at Erod. Do you need help?
Nope, I'm good to go.
It's like he was wily in the fight. He didn't even get hit.
She has a broad smile across her face and kind of pats your arm, so good job. So then she looks at the door and asks, "What about the rest? Do you want to bring them in, or shall we go to them?"
Whatever you think is best.
She kind of stutters for a second and looks a little apprehensive and says, "It would probably be best for you to bring them here, or I'll let you get their attention."
Or did the innkeeper let us know what rooms they are?
There's 6 rooms, and the 2 in the end they're the only people here.
Oh, all right. I just start opening doors.
You can tell which one is Duradin's because you can hear the sound of like ogre-ish snoring inside.
All right.
She walks
whatever's
up
the
to
first one we
Duradin's
get
door.
to.
She walks up to Duradin's door and kind of she says, "Oh, you got a healthy one here."
At least it's a healthy snorer. Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, each one of them is wounded, but I can't tell from their pictures who's the more wounded.
You wouldn't be able to tell anyways. The only information your character would have is what you knew when we left.
Alright, so you're just opening doors?
Well, my character helped stabilize all of you, so I'm pretty sure he would know who was the most injured. At that time, anyways. I just go to the first door. I don't know who's in which, so we'll just open the first door.
Duradin is going to be in the first door.
So you knock on the door, or do you just fling it open?
Oh, I just walk right in.
Alright, so the moment he walks in, he gets about halfway through the door, and Duradin is up with the whiskey bottle in his hand, wearing nothing but his underpants and his great hammer in the other. And he's cursing very violently in Dwarvish until he sees who it is.
So roll a perception check with disadvantage.
Who? Oh, Duradin. Okay.
Okay, you're not quite as alert as you described, but you do kind of pop up and you catch, you hear him opening the door, but you're still very kind of groggy from being wounded so badly.
So with a smile, I say, Duradin, are you still hurt?
I look down because I cured myself. Most of the stitched wounds are fairly healed up. I'm nearly at full health, so no, I'm looking a lot healthier. Nah, lad, I'm fine. What the hell do you want?
Because we still have some potions here if you would like to get to full health again.
Save them for those who really need them. All I need's a nap.
Alright. Hopefully nothing happens in the night. Sure. Alright, we move on.
He grumbles and flops back into the bed after taking a shot of whiskey.
Alright, so next room will be Mikashi.
Alright, we walk in.
Mikashi lies in his bed silent.
And I call his name out, and then I lead Sister Aurelia in.
And he rolls over towards the two of them, clutching his abdomen. And he asks if this is is there something to matter? Like, is there an emergency again?
No, we've brought a healer, and I just kind of point to Sister Aurelia and let her examine him.
Alright, and he, not having taken his clothes and his robes off, he kind of undoes them a little bit and shows her the bloody gashes across his chest and stomach.
She grins.
Near fatal wounds.
She smiles at him apologetically and kind of pats your shoulder and says, "Here, take these." And she gives you 2 potions of healing. Go ahead and roll 4d4 plus 4.
Alright. Is this using one or both of them?
She gives you 2. You can choose to use one or both. So if you're going to use one, then do 2d4 plus 2.
I'll do the 2d2. Or 2d4.
I have a question. Do potions close up your wounds? Or
They should. It's
Generally,
magic.
yeah.
And I'm looking a hell of a lot better. And I stand up out of the bed and I bow graciously towards her. And I ask if this second potion is ours to use for later, or if she needs it back.
She kind of tilts her head and then kind of waves her hand and says, "No, you can keep that. I have a feeling you'll probably need it down the road."
Hey, thank you very much, lady.
She bows her head.
And
Go ahead.
he bows again. Even yeah.
You're very
And
welcome.
if you excuse me, and he begins to climb back into bed.
All right. So then we go to Ahlen.
All right. So what? They're busting the door open.
Walk right in.
All right. You get. Can I roll an attack with a chamber pot? I threw a chamber pot at him.
Roll roll a perception check.
All right. Let me see. Perception.
Sure.
Right. All right. So I just roll a 20.
Yeah. No.
With negatives for an improvised weapon.
Roll a. You can actually just roll an attack.
Like I have a plus, like with this dexterity.
It'd be strength. It's a thrown weapon.
Yeah. Actually, roll a with your dexterity bonus. All right. Archon, roll a dexterity saving throw. Yeah.
Oh my.
Archon steps out of the way.
Alan grumbles something about uncivilized. People don't knock. Blah 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 blah. What do you want?
I walk out of the room.
Close the door.
I don't.
Alright, so we leave some muttering from Ahlen behind and go into Rirali. So we open the door.
Sorry, what was that? I didn't catch that.
We're opening your door.
Oh, he's just walking in?
Yep.
No knocking, no nothing?
Nope.
Can I roll a perception check or something?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's see if I hear him. So I can attack. Oh, I hear you so bad. I hear you so much. I heard you before. I hear your thoughts.
I know everything.
I know everything. Hold on. Let me read a.
Yeah, I actually will knock on Ryala's door.
Oh man, really?
Yeah, I know her.
Okay.
Fine. I say, I wake up because obviously I heard him with my fucking 20, and I'm like, who's that? Who's bothering me at this hour?
We have brought Sister Garelia here to heal your wounds.
I sigh and I say, come in, come in. Do you come in?
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody's Archon and Sister Gareli are in the room.
Alright. Is it bright inside or anything?
There's like a candle in the corner. The room's
Okay.
lit enough that you can see in the room.
Fairly well.
Like a 40-watt bulb.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not bad. I do cast thaumaturgy though, and I cause the flame on the candle to get a little bit brighter, just so I could see, just so the sister can see better, because I know Archon and I can see in the dark. that the sister probably can't. And she was a human, right?
She is. You know what? I don't think I described her. She's an elf.
An elf.
So she can see.
So she could have probably seen.
Yeah.
Oh well. Courtesy, common courtesy and all.
Well, you rolled a 22 perception, so you can see she's an elf.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, and I say, what can I help you with? Archon, sister, and I say like sister, like so she can tell me what her name is.
Well, I was assuming I could help you. You have wounds?
Oh, and I'm like, oh yes, you're right, sister. And I like slip off a side of my, I guess, what I sleep in, my nightshirt, and I show her. I'm just gonna go ahead and assume it shot me in the shoulder. That's just where in my head, where I see it hit me. And I show her the wound. And I'm like, could you help me with this, sister?
She kind of winces and says, absolutely. And she gives you 2 potions of healing. So roll 2d4 plus 2.
I tell her, oh no, sister, save your potion for someone like who needs it, like my companions. Do you have any bandages or something, just to stop the bleeding? I think a good night's sleep will help me, but I am feeling a little rough right now.
She looks askance at Archon and then looks back at you and just insists on at least 1 healing potion.
Like, okay, sister. But then I insist, and I rummage around in my pack, and I give her a few. So I try and give her a couple of silver pieces.
She refuses them. She says, no, this is taken care of.
I'm like, are you certain, sister? As I grab the. Yeah. I'm like, okay, fine. She never told me her name though. I ask her before I chug a potion, what her name is.
She smiles and bows. I am Sister Rirali.
Sister Rirali. It's 2d4 plus 2, right?
Yes.
And technically, I don't even think elves sleep, right?
They trance
Sleep
for
4
4 hours.
Plus 8. And I do an exaggerated. I'm like, thank you very much, sister. I feel so much better. I was going to come seek you in the morning after a nice friend, my new friend, Lenar, right? That was his name?
Yeah.
Lenar pointed me out to your temple, but I didn't wish to disturb you at this time of night. Thank you for coming in. Oh shit. For coming and helping us.
She smiles.
I just threw my pen, sorry.
She smiles. It is too late to bother me, but thank you very much, and I will be happy to see you in the morning. And she bows and tries to back toward the door.
I give her a little nod of my head and I wink and I say good night, sister. And I head back to sleep. And I look at Archon and give him a look, sort of like, Archon, we've talked about this, like one of those looks. As they walk out.
Alright, so we're back in the hallway, and Sister Rirali is looking at Archon and asks if there's is there anybody else in need at this hour?
I say nope. I believe we've checked in with everybody. So I bow deeply and I thank her for allowing my friends healing.
I'm glad I could help. If you wish to stop by, I will be at the shrine in the morning. Sleep well. And she leaves toward the exit.
Yep, I'll head to the room.
Before he does, I am at my door. I didn't go back to bed. I was waiting until this sister left, and I open my door, and I look at Archon before he goes into his room, and I yell out, Archon, so what happened with the wagon and such, with the supplies.
Oh, I'll walk back over. Oh, we were able to wake up the I forget his name. What was his name?
Elmar?
Elmar. We were able to help unload the wagon with Elmar and some laborers. Me and Erod took care of it, and then we came over here to get a room.
I shake my head at him good-naturedly because Archon never did have a penchant for manners, and I'm like, I can't believe you woke up half the city to help you with this. And I laugh a little bit, and then I ask, "Did you see our good my good friend Gerberger? What's his name?
Gundren Rockseeker.
Gundren Rockseeker, that one. Did you also wake up my friend Gundren Rockseeker?"
No,
look at him
we
like-
didn't wake up anybody else.
That old stubborn fool probably was too lazy to wake up. And if you have nothing else to say, I'm like, well, I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah,
And then
I'll
we'll
bow
go
to
see
her,
about
and as
getting-
I'm walking away, I think, manners and no thank yous for saving everybody's life. But hey, I'm the one who doesn't know manners, and I go to the room.
Before I go in the room, I walk over and ask what she was asking about Gundren.
Gundren Rockseeker.
Yeah,
Galunga.
that one.
Wait, and then I yell down the hallway, "Hey, it's bunk beds!
Sweet top bug.
Best friends forever!"
And I see Erod approach, so I nod at him, and I say, "Well, you're looking pretty spry. I assume you didn't take any damage in that ambush."
Yeah, I killed it.
You killed it.
By
Well,
it,
you're
I
welcome.
mean 2 goblins.
And I say, well, you're welcome for being your shield.
And thank you for being my meat shield.
Yeah. Thank you for saving me. And so I look at him expectantly as he approaches me. See if he has anything to say.
So when we were unloading the cart, they asked me about your friend because he hasn't arrived yet.
Rockseeker, he hasn't arrived yet.
No. And there was 2 of them that rode on horse ahead of us, and we found 2 dead horses, horse-eye, on the trail,
And no bodies.
and no bodies.
Motherfucker.
I think something might be up.
And I just I look to the side, sort of like, holy fuck. And I get a little bit angry. Not at Erod, but I just get angry at the situation. And I look at him and I'm like, did anyone pick up one of those arrows from that were just lying there? And I think back to the because I still have the bolt that was in me. I didn't just leave it lying. I brought it with me. And I look at the bolt that was broken off and slid through me and blah blah blah. And I try and remember if it looks like the arrows we saw lying there.
Roll an intelligence check.
Int check? No. Just straight int?
Let me think about that for a second.
Okay. Yes, please. Do think of that.
Mikashi, being unable to sleep due to the slight commotion outside, just puts his ear to the door of his room and listens to the conversation being held on the other side of it.
Yeah,
And as
it's
I'm
an
trying to think
intelligence
about
check
it-
when you're trying to remember something.
Yeah, I think it.
Yeah.
I can't see anything else. It's an intelligence check.
Yeah, I don't remember. And and so as I'm trying to remember, I just I hit the side of my door.
Who was
on
listening to the
doorway.
door? Sorry. Who's listening to the
Mikashi.
Mikashi, can you roll a perception check?
So I hit the rim and I lean my head on it and then just like sort of do like my head hitting my fist, trying to remember.
Yep.
And ask Erod if he can remember.
Yeah, you don't remember.
Yeah, I figured.
And Mikashi can hear everything.
So I say, I wonder if I can remember.
Roll an intelligence check. Actually, roll an intelligence check with disadvantage.
You should have helped her remember so that she could get advantage on her intelligence check.
What's the? How do I do disadvantage?
It's the lower
It's just
of
the
the two.
lower.
So you got a 14.
14.
And I hold up the 2 pieces to him, and I'm like, "Does this look like the arrow that was lying there?"
So you think that it looks... You're not sure. You think it looks familiar, but you can't be certain.
Are we all going to make the same check in the morning?
I am probably going to ask you all in the morning, since he is my friend.
Are you really close with him?
I mean, I'm friend. Like, if you're my friend, I got your back, even if we don't talk that often. So it's not that I'm close to him. It's just that he's a friend, and good friends are hard to come by. So
like a loyal.
I do care a little bit about him. Yeah. It's a sailor thing. You wouldn't get it. So, do you say anything, Chef?
It looks kind of familiar, but I didn't have the best view from the back of the wagon. Maybe we should check with the others in the morning.
Yeah, and like I'm still leaning on my fist, and I look over at him, and I'm like, shit. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm just like muttering like profanities, not loudly, but I am muttering them. And I'm like, yeah. And I say, well, have a good night, Erod, unless there's anything else you wanted to talk about.
Oh, good night.
Alright, good night. And thank you again. And I
Snores.
head back to sleep.
Alright, is Mikashi going to bed, or is anybody doing anything, or everybody going to sleep?
I'm gonna claim my top bunk
Erod climbs into the top bunk.
and go to sleep.
Mikashi is going to sit Indian style in his room and meditate.
Mikashi elf?
He is not, but it's just a practice that he does.
Alright. Okay. Does he do anything after he meditates, or is he meditating for like 8 hours?
It's
Better get some sleep, boy.
yeah. So he will take a nap and wake up before, and try to wake up before everyone else.
Alright. So everybody gets some sleep, and for most it was needed. So everybody kind of sleeps the night through. So everybody wakes up, it's probably around 9:30 in the morning. You've all just had a long rest, so for the magic folks, you can reduce your spell counter back to 0.
Woot.
Everybody regain all lost hit points, so everybody should be at full health even after the potions.
Did we keep the potion we didn't use?
So
Did you take that back?
Thank you for asking that. So, Erod does not have any potions. Archon used both of his. Rirali, you refused them.
I used one.
You used one, but you didn't take the other one. Duradin, we skipped you.
He told what's his face to keep hold of him in case he needed him.
You told the sister or Archon?
Whoever it was that walked into his room.
Okay, the sister would have interpreted that as she's gonna keep them.
Okay.
Ahlen, I think we used one, so you keep one.
No, I threw the bedpan, so I didn't.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And Mikashi used one and kept one.
Yes.
Okay.
And he also wants to visit the temple to see if he can acquire more, or possibly a medicine kit.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to go to the temple in the morning also.
All right. So everybody should have on your character sheets. You should have a section underneath your hit point and temporary hit point boxes for hit dice. I think everybody should have one there at the top, and that's your maximum. And then the bottom one is your, unless obviously your character specifies otherwise. And then the bigger number one, or the bigger number in that box, is the actual hit dice that you've used. So everybody should restore that back to maximum.
And do we all level up?
No, you do not.
Do we get your death experience points?
No, but good question. Alright, so everybody is healed up. And you've woken up. It's about 9:30 in the morning. What would you like to do?
I want to
Breakfast.
head down. Yeah, I want to head down and get some breakfast before I head out.
And
Pulling
how
on
much
my-
later is the
Putting
session?
on my
going?
armor, grabbing my shield, hammer, and eating breakfast.
Do you need to go?
No, I'm just trying to figure out when
Prob-
when I'm stopping.
You know, this is probably a logical place to stop. I was thinking about stopping it, but I was thinking maybe you wanted... Yeah, it probably is going to take a while. Let's stop here, and I guess we'll reconvene next week as we wake up and come down the stairs into the inn.